Hello again. Let's talk about what all of this about, because I released a highly technical video last time and the implications is not there and more explanation is needed. So I would start from a little bit different way of thinking about what I just wanted to show is I just have here a representation of my theory as well, and later I will show you further and explain this. So we could start from the now, like here. If we see our world, we can say we have cities and colonies and even multicellular organisms working together, like lion hordes, wilder bees, or actually many members form these groups, wolves and so on. So this shows the next level in the organization. What is really important about the human and ant colonies, they are fundamentally different from the previously mentioned ones, because we have built up some shelters, we have built up some homes for us. So and the whole colony acts together like one organism. So why it's hard to see the pattern? Because we have just started this journey. So our present is here, yeah, right? So that's we cannot really see what will be emerging from this state. So we need to use our imagination and our experience and findings in the last human history. So but let me show you. So just basically what happens is, this is the now, and the now moves forward, and eventually we get there where the multicellular layer is as big as the multicellular one. And you can see I just showed one important parameter here as well, which is the consciousness. So why I use this term, or what is this what is this means is actually that could be represented like a quantity. So this also basically a quantity. How many cells in the body or the organism itself. So we start here with the multicells, and it could started like 2 billion years ago or so, but they were like small groups, like today. So this is actually, if we use this method to find the exact date or the similar date, we need to go this right, because this is the amount it's spent on the multicellular level. So in the unicellular level, we spend this time amount. And you need to understand this is how this works. So this continues in the next stage. I will explain that as well. But to easier to understand, I just use this without a proper representation of the time, and this is also just correlated here. So this is builds up on the next level every step, because if you imagine in the multicellular, they are the unicellular organism working together like a society and organism. So this forms an agent at the top. So, or an entity, how should I say? Also unicellular entity, atomic entity, before the unicellular forms, before the multicellular. I will explain that as well. So, this is a consciousness level, and actually it could be the quantity level as well. So now we currently have multicellular could have around 80 trillion in the human body, but this range is actually a Gaussian distribution. So it needs to be represented like a Gaussian curve. So that's the mean is here, but it's mainly the Gaussian. So I assume we use the human as the middle ground. We have the whales, sequoia, the big trees, and here is the smallest one. And that's actually we can just go that way down another level, and so on. That's it. So on in the future, in the past, in the future as well. We goes and we just here, and if we go just expand that would be it. So the average we still don't see the average for the next multicellular levels. Alright, so it's not just consciousness, but it's the how many we contain. So that's actually for sure it's increases exponentially, and then its levels off. As I mentioned before, it should be the diminishing return for cooperation. And actually that's really important to my theory. That's why this is levels off. This is why it's not unbounded growth. This is levels off on every level. And so if we go just to the another picture, this is a little bit more accurate representation, because if you see, let's do that. So the atomic world. All right, let's do this. So atomic world is here, unicellular is here, multicellular is here, and this one is here, where we currently are. So that means the consciousness boundary is also holds here, but as you see, you drop from the consciousness here a little bit farther, because it starts the yeah, so actually here should be the consciousness boundary, it's in the middle, but so we need to copy this, right? So here I will show you something later. So if this is the consciousness boundary, this also means the organization maximum, the maximum amount it can contain. So that's here, and here also the time and past and future. The time of past and future also you would need to fit on this curve, and that shows this is how the time we should understand, because the time is only just the understanding of the current level who is try to explain the world. So we are here around 600 years ago, like we had this much knowledge, like in this circle. Then it's after that we expanded quite a big in the next 300 years, but now we have even more. So this is increasing as well. Alright, let's talk about a little bit about the consciousness. So currently we are here around, and we're living in cities, and our if you can see, or if we try to understand the city, what is it? It's multiple people together working for just to survive the city or just help the community. But it grew significantly in the last 10,000 years. And what this tells us, they are in the starting point on the consciousness level. So why is this important? Because cities is actually two-dimensional, and we are working together as the city people. Then we will continue work together. We will increase the numbers, and eventually in another city they will reach a point where there is not two-dimensional, but it starts to go in the three-dimensional domain, and the three-dimensional domain is start to form an entity and start to act like one whole, and it will look like it's conscious if we try to compare to our experience. And actually this, for the unicellular, this is how it should happen, because unicellular started to work together, maybe in two-dimensional space, but it can be three-dimensional as well, it's not limited, and they grow in numbers, grow, and then eventually they started to form more conscious, and we reached the limit, or closely the limit now. It's actually should grow linearly from now, because I cannot explain that it right now, but it's the range actually increases over time. So you can imagine this. So imagine this boundaries increases. So that's what you need to understand as well. What I showed you in the previous video about the bio volume, that's actually could be seen there. So as you see, the middle ground as well increases, but a little bit slower. All right, so it works for the unicellulars because it became the multicellular, and then the unicellulars started to form, and so we can start to think about that in an atomic way as well, because that should have happened there as well, but we have just really low information in that regard. So the here and now principle you can start to understand. We have good knowledge in the now, and we lose accuracy in the past, and in the future actually we just predict. So that may be the another way around. Yeah, so this is the here and now principle actually. So, and here I can mention what I showed you. There is some the previous video. It's sometimes it's not accurate enough, but this is a theory and explanation. It's not every detail worked out yet. Alright, so here is the here and now principle, and in the now we have the good accuracy and actually probably exponential decay or even quicker decay in the past, because we don't really have any information before, like the atomic range. And one point here I wanted to highlight is in the now. Let's go back to this stage. In the now, yes, we have this understanding of the current situation. We understand only multi-atomic we start to understand. But what is important, we see the transition here. So this is the time frame we query here until this point. So from the now we check back to the past, and what is this point here is actually here as well. So in the multicellular, that's here. So it's important to use this current knowledge, to use that to try to get more insight in this area. Let's do this. In this area we try to use this knowledge, because we don't have too much knowledge in this regard, because that's the issue. We already lost so much knowledge, accuracy. We don't have enough information to start even some models. So we use this as the theory to get further. And what is good, we have better knowledge after this multicellular, for example, Cambrian explosion and the Acaran fauna, and after that what happened on actual land. So we have a good evidence here. So actually, so first of all, this we go use this implement here, and the next step actually, if we use this to the future as well. So we can predict from there to the future. So that's the next step here. And now what is important, we have another layer of knowledge to the future, because we assume this patterns holds. We don't need to trust this theory at this moment, but this is a way to think about how we can have more knowledge in the past and the future. And of course, after and before and after this, I'm not 100% sure for sure. I don't really claim this holds all the time, but as far as I see, it should. And so in the technical details, I didn't I didn't want to bore you with the technical details, but actually this is really important for this theory, because and it's not hard actually. That's basic mathematics here. So it's important if we realize this this is an exponential time frame and exponential size increase. So yeah, for the humans, right? So if we talk about the sizes, that's what we need to show, is the 10 to the, let's say 10 to the minus 10 meter, 1 meter range, right? 10 to the minus 1 meter. That's here. In the next level, it's 100,000 smaller in the one-dimensional space. So that's 10 to the minus 6. And then we start lower, 10 minus 11 in the next level. Here also we have the next 10 to the 4th meter. Yes, obviously everything is meter here. And here 10 to the 10, right? 10 to the 10. This is the second multicellular stage. Alright, so this is the time where size representations is the multicellular, here is the unicellular, here is the atomic. And actually this is why it's a little bit hard, because you know, here 10 to the minus 1 meter, but in the starting point that 10 to the minus 6, and here also 10 to the minus 11, but in this time in the atomic range is already 10 to the minus 16, right? So this is the time size representations, and let's go talk about the time. So the time here for the, yeah, it's actually here it should be the 5. Yeah, that should be the Cambrian explosion actually here. So 5, then 1.5. So just rule of thumbs. Here is 0.5 billion years ago. So let's represent by negative billion years. And then here that's 3 times more than that, minus 1.5 billion years. Just rule of thumb, it's not all the time 3. I was obsessed by 3, but it's the important is exponential. So 1.5 for 3, and it's 4.5, right? So billion years ago. Billion years ago. And you can see the pattern here. So here 4.5, so 3, 12, 30.5, right? 30.5, and actually we just reached the current knowledge. And here is the quatrium under that. That's I argue this is the quantum real. This is our knowledge at the moment. Alright, so in the future it's also, for now on it's really hard to explain, but it's in the nature there is the patterns does not break. It's not like in mathematics or arbitrary systems. This is not break. So how you could imagine this is also let's go back to this graph. So if we are here today, let's say today here, okay, then we just go in the future. That's nothing else. It's we are just going in the future, and well, actually, you know, this is the way. Then if we, let's say, reach the next level, we look back, and in this logical step we would say 1/3 of the before level. So in this case this would be 107 billion years ago, and this together is 0.5 and per 3. Actually this part is the really hardest to grasp, but and hard to explain. but you might see the pattern. It's this is why it's handy to get easier model. So that means 0.5 per 3, 0.16, and alright, so that's here, and also if we just divide that 3, 0.05 again. Yeah, that's actually plus now. 0.5. So that's alright, so what is this? Actually 10 to the 4th meter is actually 10 kilometer, and that was in the theory. That shows 10 to the, it was 12 or something. So after that 10 to the 10th is the another level. What is this? Let's just, what is this tells? So actually we are here in the Earth. We started as the atomic level, then we reached the point to get cellular level. It's already, seems like it's already, this range was already on the planet. So actually pen of work implies that that's the discrepancy between our theory and the current world, because that, well, please check pen of work if you're interested more in that. So he calls biogenesis, I think. Alright, so here is the Earth, and currently in the cities is the biggest organism, and actually trees works together, and so on. So that's and if you see 10 kilometer is also the diameter of this, yeah, let's say in this case that's the diameter, yes. So it's, imagine it's a Mount Everest, right? You don't even see a Mount Everest from the Earth, so it was false representation in my last video. So but the another step you will see already. So that means this is not correct, this is 9th actually. Yes. Alright, so actually what is this is already, it's already 1,000,000 kilometers if I'm not 10 to the 9 meter. Let's see quickly. Yeah, 1,000,000 kilometers, right? And we are at the solar radius, right? So you cannot really imagine. This is the next step, when we still have some connection to the Earth, and after that it's bigger than our Sun actually. So this is the exponential speed and actually hyperbolic because the time also decreases. So really hard to imagine, but that's what should have happened in the Earth. We started with the cellular level, in the atomic end of the atomic range. Yeah, this is the atomic here, that's the quark. So and then we start bigger and bigger as well. I will stop here for now, and later you could expect also more explanations. Thank you for your attention.